A year and a half ago, I made a decision, and that was to get off of Facebook. And the reason that I got off of Facebook is because, as a therapist, as a mental health professional, I struggle with watching all the interactions that people have on social media and separating myself from whatever I see. And because of that, I had to detach from it, because if you ever notice, when you're on social media, your emotions go up, down as you're scrolling. And they go up and down because you'll see something that either excites you, and then you'll see something that kind of irritates you. You'll see something that kind of ticks you off, or you'll see something that makes you feel sad. And so that's what social media does at this point, because people are posting all these different things and it's driving your emotions. And most people don't even realize they're being controlled. And then not only will you see people's private posts or just their posts and their statuses and things like that, but you'll also see advertisements. And then those advertisements can stimulate your emotions as well, up and down. And then you might see something and be like, oh my gosh, I got to get that. Oh my goodness, I got to look into that. So it's really just controlling you. So think of it like as a puppet. As a puppet, they are kind of dangling by these strings, and somebody is controlling with their movement and all these different things. Well, the same thing applies to social media. It is designed to get a reaction from us. And if I'm working in a field where I'm constantly listening to the things that are going on with people in their lives, and I'm there to help support them in that, I can't afford to have my mind also in tune to social media where I'm being pulled into something that has nothing to do with me. But yet, because I'm so engrossed in it and I'm constantly scrolling, I don't really have a whole lot of control over my own emotions, because I'm just going up and down because of everything that I'm seeing. So I made a decision to get off of social media because there were things that I was seeing that involved like my family or close friends or people that I used to be in relationships with and stuff like that. And my emotions were swinging from one end to the other, and it was just overwhelming. And so that takes away from my ability to be at my best when I'm working. And so since I'm in private practice, it's not that if I need to slow things down, I can do that. But if I was working for someone, that would be a little difficult, because I would have to work on their schedule and I would have to work the way that they need me to work. So I decided that it was time. So I was watching something and it really kind of bothered me on social media, and that was the turning point. So I cut it off and I never looked back. And that's been March of 2022 when I finally got off. Fast forward to June, I decided not only do I need to be off of Facebook, which has been a while now, I needed to get off of Instagram and TikTok and all the other ones. So I deleted those in June. And when I tell you that my life has been so much more enriched as a result of getting off of all of social media platforms, because it's an addiction. And that's an addiction that is not servicing me. It's not helping me. It's not improving my life in no way. So I would implore you to consider, whether or not that social media really benefits you. And the reality is, in my generation, we didn't grow up with anything that had to do with social media. We contacted people through the telephone, or we met up with people, we interacted, we engaged, and we socialized that way. And we didn't have this where we were so in tune to everybody's stuff that was posting on these social media platforms. We were more in tune to our relationships that mattered the most, the ones that were real, true friendships. And we didn't really need a whole lot of validation from people in other parts of the world that really were not friends of ours anyway. And then some people take social media and they use it almost as a weapon. and they attack people and they say things because they're so far away that they don't have to worry about the repercussions of that. Some people don't have to worry about the repercussions, but people lose their jobs from the things that they post on social media. People can get arrested from some of the stuff they post on social media. So it is being used in a way that is not really beneficial. And some people could say, well, that's the only way I can engage and socialize and stuff. No, it's not, because we didn't grow up that way. So it is not. So I was thinking to myself, what did we do back in the day before social media ever came? It didn't come in my generation. It came in the generation of my children. Matter of fact, that Facebook started when my oldest son was in high school. And so it wasn't even meant for us to be on social media. It really was not. So since I didn't grow up with it, I don't have to be involved with it. And so now that I'm no longer involved with it, there's so much more that I'm able to do now because I'm not allowing something to monopolize my time or control me and control the way that I feel. So some people just really need to consider whether or not that's going to be the best thing for you, because we were not designed and our minds were not really created to be able to handle a platform like social media, all these different platforms. And that's why there's so many people that are struggling with anxiety and depression and so many other things as a result of social media. Now, I know that there are some positives to social media, because there are some things that, we wouldn't find out had we not seen it through social media. But I'm telling you, there are other ways to connect and reconnect. Maybe it might be a thing where you back up from it for a while to give yourself a detox, a moment to detox from it. Because again, it's an addiction. It's an addiction, especially if you get on it and then time has passed you by and you've not had a chance to be creative. You had no chance to socialize in person or on the phone with friends and family. And you've gotten so far away from that you recognize that, yeah, something has to change. Anything that you can't pull away from and anything that monopolizes so much of your time without you even realizing that it happened, that's an addiction. And so I've given up all of my addictions and I feel so much better for it. I read more, I get out and I camp and I do things a little bit more. I get out in nature more. I'm connected better and, with the ones that are really and truly my friends and family members that really matter, because everybody out there is not your friend on social media. And yeah, we're going to leave that where it's at. But yeah, I'm off. I'm thankful. The only thing that I really use is YouTube, because YouTube is really, it's not really social media, even though they're kind of trying to wing it to that a little bit, but it's more of a search engine. And so when I get on, it's for this purpose, what I'm doing right now. Social media, YouTube is more of a place to find out how to do things, or maybe you can actually click on something and watch things that you are interested in, that you're actually going to do something with, right? Most of the time that I watch anything on YouTube is because I'm trying to learn a new thing or how to do a new thing, like camping solo, like hiking, like traveling all the different places in the world that I want to go. And then I go and do those things. And then I post this stuff up on YouTube, for other people that might come across it. So check in with yourself and realize whether or not you have become addicted to social media. And if so, is there anything that you might need to do to adjust your time on social media? Because it's no different than, how we get addicted to Netflix and, binging TV and things like that. It's the same thing, but it has more of a detrimental effect. So just be mindful, and anything that you can't seem to pull away from and that grabs your attention and takes you away from your ability to be creative mentally, that can be a problem. So in the meantime, everyone, good mental health, good spiritual health, and as always, good physical health. Y'all take great care.